Hi, I'm Auntie Kay, Yard Sales Arena, here with the Yard Sales Show for May 21st. Behind the camera, we have Uncle Vintie, who's going to be sharing a bunch of tools that he found at the end of the show. Well, you might notice that I'm not in my overalls today, and the reason for that is because I found this lovely Japanese dress at a yard sale. They wanted $10 for it, and I paid $8. I love it. I absolutely love sushi. So the next time I go to my favorite sushi restaurant, I'm going to wear this dress. I think they'll like it. All right. Our first stop yesterday was I found this neat old wood slatted school desk. It's really nice. It has a slot up here, or an indentation, I guess you would say, for the pencil, and it has a hole for the inkwell. Ironically, a couple of weeks ago, I found some old antique inkwells that will fit in here. Now you can see it looks like someone put some masking tape on it, so it needs a little bit of work, but this is really nice. The only marking it had on it was Chicago, so we'll have to do a little bit more research on this one to find out who the exact maker was. All right. Next we went to another yard sale, and poor Uncle Vintie got really sick, and I had to bring him home. He's been out working on the land, clearing the land at another piece of property that we have, and he got bit by a deer tick. So they put him on antibiotics. Well, they tell you to take antibiotics with food, but he didn't do that. So I had to drop Uncle Vintie off at home and trudge off by myself. So I went off and I went to a sale in Davidsonville, and I found this really neat china. It looks like antique china, doesn't it? It's really pretty. It's made in England, but this is actually dishwasher and microwave safe. Isn't that great? So you can really use it. Two different companies. This is by a company called Johnson Brothers. Johnson Brothers. And this one is called Red River. Now these are vintage. They don't make these anymore, so you would have to buy these on eBay. I paid $10 for this whole set here, and to replace this it would be easily $50 on eBay. So I thought that was great. So I stopped, picked up some breakfast, came home, gave that to Uncle Vintie, and that revived him. So we headed out again, and our next stop, what was the next stop, Uncle Vintie? Do you remember? Was it
three canisters?
Ah, the 3 canisters. Okay, so I found this. I actually have another one like this, but this had 3 canisters in it. It doesn't have the lids, but you can make lids, and I paid a couple of bucks for that. If you have an antique store or a small shop or something like that, or even for kids, it's nice. You could put wrapped candy or things like that in there, and people can get them. So
Namaji.
Okay, so I paid $2 for that. And then Uncle Vintie found this Namaji pot. They were going to charge us $1, but we noticed it had a hairline crack. These people seemed to break everything they owned, so they gave it to us for 50 cents. If you remember, my brother-in-law collects Namaji, and he tells me to hang on to it, that it's going to be worth something someday. So I do that. Okay, then we continued on.
Mini Saturn.
Yeah, look at this little guy. Is that the cutest thing? This is cast iron. Let me turn him around so maybe you can see. Can you see that?
Mm-hmm.
So it's in the shape of a swan, and it has the little trivet that it sits on. He wanted $1 for that. He also had a ring sizer. Go figure. Everyone needs a ring sizer, right? So he wanted $5 for this and $1 for the swan. He sold them both to me for $5, and I tested out my ring size, and I'm a 4.5. So if you want to send me a ring, 4.5. Okay, we left there, went to yet one more yard sale. It was at that yard sale that I got this lovely dress, but that's not all I got there. I got, I'm not going to get back here. Well, there I am. I'm back here. Whoops, Uncle Vintie, be careful.
I am.
I got 4 lovely antique oil lamps. These were filthy when I got them. They belonged to the girl's grandmother, and I cleaned them up. They're gorgeous. This one is a lamplighter. It's from Austria. It was made in Austria. This one has a, what's the name?
Banner.
Burner. But they're all lovely oil lamps, so I was delighted to buy those. She sold me those $2 each, 30 bucks a piece, easy. Probably more for most of them, so I was happy to get that. Then there were a couple of these small little cheese crocks. They're missing the, what do you call that? Seal, but you can buy those, or you can actually make those out of rubber. So I liked those. I got those from her. And what else did I get from her?
The dress.
This thing.
Oh, and oh yeah,
this funky thing. End table. It's made by a company called Pilgrim Pine. It's in the 50s. It was made in the 50s. It's kind of unique. It has these mid-century modern looking legs, but it's really a country looking piece. It's had a good life. It's kind of banged up, which I think gives it a lot of character. It's got this little hole down here where you can throw collector and whatever else you want. It's got a couple of drawers and things. But the coolest thing is this sliding drawer in the bottom that slides out either side. So you can put it on the right or the left side.
Push it out the other side.
Yeah. Oh, you want to see it?
So it pushes out the
There
other
it goes. Ta-da! Either side. So anyway, it needed a home, so I gave her $5 for it. I'll probably take that up to the auction house. That would look good in someone's rec room in the basement, something like that. Okay, so I think that was it there. Then our last stop was an estate sale up in Odenton. And it was the last day of the estate sale, so everything was half price. So we picked up a number of items, and I'm just going to go through them. I think we paid $33 total for all these items. All right, let me scoot to the back. This is actually an antique stoneware gallon pitcher. They had $15 on it. Kind of a red flag. $15 for this pitcher is a good price. Why was it still there? Well, it has a hairline crack in it also. A way that you can tell if you're buying Crocs or things like that is to thump them, and it should ring. You hear that? It sounds duddy. That's a giveaway that it's got a crack in it. Well, I didn't do that. But I paid $7.50 for it, and even with a crack in it, it's a small crack. This is I'll probably be able to get $20 out of that pitcher. I bought this. It's called Pelican Cooler. That's kind of a neat old vintage cooler. I got this little guy. He's called the Cookie Lion. We think that he was, it has a date on it. It has initials and a date of 77. We think he was probably a mold that someone took a ceramics class and painted. My cousin was doing that same thing about that time, but I think he's cute and he's painted quite nicely. All right, what else did I get there? Milk glass. I got these two milk glass, I guess you'd call them vases. They have this grapevine design on the front, which is very collectible.
They're E.O. Brody.
E.O. Brody. Actually, I have a glass from my mother that's this very same pattern. I also picked up this little decanter. It's made by Avon. It should have a stopper in it, but again, I didn't pay that much for it. If you look over there, that is an antique hand-painted chimney. $1 for that. I thought that was awesome. Now, up here in the front, these guys, they're called fan vases. And I just picked them up. I think it was $1 each for those guys. And I came home and I looked online, and ironically, these are worth one actually I saw sold for $29. So these kind of end up being the find of the day, because you look, I've got 60 bucks here and I paid maybe 75 cents for them. Something else that I picked up, this is a little bud vase. It might be depression glass. I don't know. I don't collect depression glass, but anyway, I paid about $1 for that. I picked this thing up. I thought it was carnival glass, but I don't think it is, but it's pretty. And it was what, $1 or 50 cents. 3 trivets, 3 little mini trivets. Trivets are nice. People like them. They're an easy thing to collect, hang on the wall. So I picked those guys up. I think they, again, were, what, $1 each.
One's eagle, one's grain and tassel, and the other's made
Eagle.
in Japan.
Grain and tassel, and this one's made in Japan. This is a wood pulley. just an old wood pulley. I paid $1 for that. I like these to hang plants on. They look very cool. Okay, a couple other things I bought. A hat box. Like I said, I like hat boxes because they are good for display and they're good for storage. A strawberry basket that I used to put some stuff in. And this old wine box. It says Lamberti, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
And it would hold 3 bottles of wine. Was there anything else? Oh, down here.
We have a magazine rack or
Magazine or log. It's made out of metal and brass. We haven't cleaned it at all.
brass handle and brass feet.
Yep. And that was $1.50. Okay, I think that's it for me.
Yeah.
Okay.
And at the same place, I got a bunch of tools, and I'll show you those here in a second. And we paid $33 for all this. So.
All this stuff.
So we're still on the $33. I got a brace. It is broken at this end, but the wood's still there. I'll have to fix it. I think we paid 50 cents to $1 for that. All this was half price. I think it was 50 cents for this box of screws, and this is a handle, a 1/4-inch handle. Another, I think, 50 cents for that, and a spark plug for a chainsaw or lawnmower.
Okay.
3 utility knives.
Okay.
A whisk broom, and this is a very small pipe wrench. We haven't looked this up, but it.
Oh, that's neat. I didn't see
neat.
that.
It says trim on it.
Okay, that's cool. We'll have to look that up.
Size B or something, size 8, I don't know. So
we got a thermometer. Where's the thermometer?
The thermometer right here.
Okay, thermometer.
And also a bar clamp. This is about 4 feet. That's good. They were wanting $2. So I got it for $1.
That was good.
And I think that's all that we got from that one place for $33.
Okay, wow.
That's a lot.
That was a lot.
At another stop, I got a engraving tool for $1.
Oops, I missed it. Engraving tool, there it is.
There's
Yeah.
2 of them in there.
They're in the box.
They're new in the box. So that wasn't too bad. And then at another stop, I got a box.
Whoops.
For $10 of tools, and this is what was in the box for
$10.
$10.
Let me back up so they can see that.
As well as I got 2 packs of 1/2-inch pipe insulation. So there's 8 of those.
That's fine. We don't have to count out every little thing for them.
In that box, I got a bunch of paint rollers. That's a 12-inch. Got 10-inch or 8-inch, I don't know, and then some shorter ones. 3 of these shorter ones as well. I got a circle cutter for drywall. Okay. I got a lot of hole saws.
Yeah, you had a bunch of those.
Large to small. I don't know how many we got here. We had 4 more in the bag. I got a box of galvanized nails. I got some more staplers for the stapler I got last week. I got a bag full of drill bits. Looks like they go up to about 1/2 inch, as well as two more boxes of drills. One of these is a masonry bit set, full bit.
Wow.
Carbide.
Oh.
Also got a number of spade bits. And there's one auger bit in there as well for a drill, for electric drill. I got a whole bunch of tools for, or parts for, there's doors, door handles, door pulls, there's some door latches, hinges, just a bag of all kinds of things for doors and cabinets. I got a bracket for a shelf. I got an L bracket and some washers, some fender washers, and also got another bag of these are for closets and just a lot of hangers.
Oh, what was it? Turn that over. Hooks and the door.
These are door stops.
Door stops. Yeah.
Just,
wow.
Just a bunch.
That was all in that box?
$10 for that
wow.
that box of stuff. And I think that's it for the
yeah, that was really good. Now it wasn't organized like that. It was just thrown in a box, and Uncle Vintie put them in the bags.
I organized it, yes.
So
So that's it for the yard sale show for
May 21st.
21st, 2011.
We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.